Today, we've got a major development to talk about. The case of Nnamdi Kanu and by extension, the broader tensions in Nigeria's southeast. This story is lengthy, but stick with me. I'll break it down in plain English so everybody gets the gist. Let's dive in. So, Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the group Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, has had his trial in the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Abuja, moving slowly but now reaching a critical point. On 7 November 2025, the court fixed 20 November 2025 for judgment. Why is this significant? Because earlier in the process, Kanu's defense was foreclosed. He apparently failed to open his defense in the time allocated, and the judge ruled he had basically waived that right. What does foreclosed mean here? The court says, you had the chance to open your defense, you didn't. So we will proceed without that defense part. The judge said the defendant, Kanu, waived his right to defense. Now, a lot of you might recall that Kanu has been entangled in legal and political drama for years. From his arrest in 2015, his bail escape in 2017, alleged rendition from Kenya in 2021, and now this renewed trial. What's the charge? He is facing a 7-count charge, mostly terrorism related, in relation to his secessionist activities advocating for the Southeast Igbo region separation from Nigeria. What's happening now? The court says, we fixed the date, 20 Nov, and you cannot rely on motions filed at the last minute. The judge insisted no final written addresses are required beyond what has been filed. Why is this important for you and me and for Nigeria? It touches justice and rule of law. Can a defendant who chooses not to open defense really be treated as if defense was denied? It touches political stability. The Southeast region has seen tensions demonstrated in recent protests when the police used tear gas and blocked roads over Kanu's detention. It touches national unity. IPOB's demands and Kanu's actions revive issues from the Civil War era, 1966-70, about marginalization of the Igbo region. It touches international relations, diaspora. Kanu holds British citizenship, and there have been criticisms of how foreign governments, UK and Nigeria, handle dual citizen activists. Now let's pull in some context. When you skip your defense in a criminal trial, you're essentially telling the court you're not going to challenge the evidence. Here, Kanu argued that the charge is based on a repealed law. He claimed the terrorism law used against him has been repealed, so the charge is invalid. The court, however, said no. We're not going to go into that motion now. We'll handle all such objections when we deliver judgment. So they set 20th November for judgment. What could this mean? If the court finds against Kanu, he might face serious consequences, including imprisonment, and for IPOB, that could mean escalated tensions. If the court finds in his favor, unlikely given current posture, but possible if certain charges are struck out, it could open doors for broader negotiations or political rearrangements. For the Southeast region, folks will be watching. Any perception of unfairness could lead to unrest. For Nigeria's public image, how the trial is conducted will matter. Whether there is transparency, whether rights are respected. So here's where you come in. As viewers, you need to be aware of the consequences of 20th of November. Mark it, share the story, let friends know. The judgment day is ahead. Also, please hit subscribe if you haven't already, click like, and turn on notifications so you are alerted when we break more updates. Let me share some questions you might want to think about or comment below. Do you believe that Kanu's refusal to open defense is strategic or self-defeating? Should someone charged with serious offenses still waive their defense? How will the 20 November judgment impact the North-South divide and the perception of justice in Nigeria? What role should the UK play given Kanu's dual citizenship? For the Southeast region, what kind of peaceful path forward can there be beyond armed agitation and courtroom dramas? And while we wait for that date, what to watch out for? The court's written judgment on 20th November, the reasoning the judge uses. Any reactions from IPOB or supporters? Could there be protests, strikes, or unrest? Government response? Will the federal government use force, negotiation, or engagement? Media coverage and social media activity, as you'll likely see a spike in commentary, disinformation, and emotion. Now, yes, I must stress, last day in court to be set free, as the headline said, is not quite accurate. What's accurate is that 28th November is Judgment Day, not necessarily release day. The court has set the date for judgment in his case. That judgment could mean release, conviction, or something else. So the headline is somewhat sensationalized. Let's recap quickly. Kanu's case, long dragged out, now at a critical phase. He refused to open his defense. Court says he waived the chance. Date fixed, 20th November, for judgment. Bigger issues, rule of law, political unrest, national unity, regional grievances. You, the viewer, should stay informed, share the story, and think about what comes next. Thanks for staying with me so far. I'll keep monitoring the developments and bring you updates as they happen. Please like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear what you think.